Welcome to Inner Peace with Dr. Reese, a program that can help you become liberated in the modern world. Now, here's your host, Dr. Kevin W. Reese.
Meditation. Why is it so important? Welcome to episode number 55. As you know, every 5 episodes, I talk to you. There's no guest. It's just me and you. And today it's all about meditation. Why? Because my meditation album has been released. And what better way to honor that than to have a one-on-one with you at this very moment. The meditation album is available on Spotify and Apple Music and Google and wherever you want. You can stream it, you can download it. It's a certain kind of meditation. And that's where I'd like to begin our talk today. There's essentially 2 types of meditation. The first one is what I would call Zazen. It comes from the Zen tradition. Zazen is essentially sitting in a certain posture, usually in the lotus posture. You don't have to. And it's silencing your mind. It's not thinking of the past, not thinking of the present, not thinking of the future, not thinking of fantasies, not imagining things, not talking, nothing. It is pure nothingness. Easier said than done, right? Because your mind has been conditioned for decades. Your mind yaks and talks and yaks and talks, and this is the cause of suffering. There would be no mental health issues if you didn't think. Back in the first 12 episodes of this podcast, I gave you the inner peace practice. I laid it out for you on a platter. And if I recall, I remember telling you that the only time you really need to think is when you're solving a problem. Right? If you have a flat tire, you need to use your mind. If you're creating something on the computer, you need to use your mind. If you're writing a book, you have to use your mind. If you have to figure out where your teenage son or daughter is and why they haven't called, then you need to use your mind. How often do you have to solve problems? There's a lot of clock time during the day where you're not solving problems. And this is the time to be in the present moment. Dr. Robert Morse, whose episode so far has been the most listened to on this podcast, he said something very, very powerful. He said you don't want to turn it on and off. That's a very important statement. He's right. You don't want to turn meditation on and off. But in the beginning stages, that's what's going to happen. Because Zazen is essentially about being present in the moment. And when you do that, reality is revealed to you. And in that reality, you start to discover what's really around you and what's really inside of you. If it happens for a short period of time, that is called a satori. This is what I described on the blue antelope episode when I told you my story. If reality is revealed to you on a long-term level, and it's constant, permanent, then that's what's called enlightenment or self-realization. And this is what Prem Vishrant went through when he told you his story on this podcast some months ago. So, Zazen is silencing the mind. And when you sit down or lay down for Zazen meditation, you practice being in the present moment and shutting off your mind. So that when you're not, quote unquote, meditating and you're doing yard work or you're driving or you're at your job, you start to learn to be present, and you learn or you train your mind to stop thinking, and you start living your life off of instinct, intuition, and feeling. That's Zazen. It can't really be taught. I cringe when I hear meditation teachers, Go to a Zen monastery. They're not called meditation teachers. You have abbots and Zen masters. They're living that life. They can teach you how to sit. And they can silence the room, but that's about it. It's on you to practice. It takes practice to do Zazen. The other type of meditation is what I would call guided meditation or visualization meditation, imagination meditation. It's when somebody, such as myself, can guide you through a period of time by evoking your power that you possess with your imagination, right? Your mind is very, very powerful. So much so that if you begin to master it, you can handle pain more. You might be surprised to know that anytime I come across pain, I use it as an opportunity. And maybe that'll be a whole other podcast episode. But you can meditate on real pain and be able to handle it in a whole different capacity than a normal non-meditative person. Something to think about next time you accidentally cut yourself or stub your toe or something. And you do that with visualization. Now, in my meditation album, I will take you on a journey, whether you're a beginner or whether you are a experienced meditator. You'll get something out of it. The goal is for me to help you bring out your imaginative powers. If I can bring you to India or Japan or just a waterfall or a pond or an ocean or the wilderness, and you can actually see it, and you can actually bring your presence there, then we can go somewhere. We can get somewhere. We can improve. This strengthens that muscle inside of you, that awareness muscle, so to speak. And funny enough, that will actually help you with Zazen. Because now you're using your imagination to do things that you didn't even know was possible. And then when you go and you walk through life and you do your normal day, you have the faith and the conviction to know how powerful your mind is, and it helps you through your day. And when you attempt to do Zazen meditation, you can then have the faith to shut your mind off. Sometimes it just takes a little confidence. It's like that with anything. I've been telling you about my garden for 3 months. 3 months I've been working on this garden. Have you seen the pictures on my Instagram and Facebook? It's a massive garden, 104 square feet. I never gardened in my life. It took lots of research, lots of studying, lots of effort. And now I'm in the practice stage, right? I'm planting crops and they're growing, and now I have to handle that. I've never done this before. There's no confidence. I have to earn the confidence as I go. It'll probably take me 5 years for me to have complete confidence as a master, hopefully a master gardener. And this is the same with meditation. You have to go in, do the visualizations, listen to my meditation album as a guide, and eventually you'll get to a place of Zazen where you don't need anything. You understand? Silent Zazen meditation is the ultimate. I try to give you a little bit of that with this podcast. How often do you notice that I pause? Just like that. Your ears are being stimulated by what I'm saying, and then all of a sudden, and then we come back. Right? This podcast is all about relaxing you. I have an episode coming up with Chris Grasso. I'm looking forward to this. It's already recorded. It just needs to be edited. And he's having back problems right now, and he was feeling a little, I don't know what the word is, maybe overwhelmed, because he had to cancel with me a few times before I finally got him on a call. And in the first 5 seconds, he thanked me for relaxing him. He's like, thank you for relaxing me. This is, oh my gosh, I feel it. All I did was talk. He resonated immediately with the way I was speaking to him, and it relaxed him. But if he's relaxed, I certainly hope that you're relaxed. This podcast isn't, I mean, you can multitask. You can throw your earbuds on and go to the grocery store or mow the lawn, and that's better than nothing. But certainly, this podcast is designed for you to relax. It's meant for you to lay down and listen, or sit in a comfortable chair with a hot cup of tea or coffee and stare out of a window and do nothing but listen to this for 30 to 60 minutes. This podcast is a meditation in its own way. The meditation album, which is called, I didn't know what to call it, so I just called it Dr. Reese Meditations Part 1. There's 5 tracks. There's an introduction. There's a short 10-minute one for beginners. And then it gets into the heavy stuff. It's a companion piece to this podcast. If you're a listener, you need that. Go listen to those meditation tracks. Again, on Spotify or Apple or whatever your platform is. You can download them, stream them, of course. And I encourage you to share them with friends, family, or whoever you think will benefit. And that's the second type of meditation, is guided. I'll just call it guided, where somebody can stretch your imagination out and take you away from all your problems, all your stresses, plant you in the present moment, yet use your imagination to go to a whole new atmosphere. In the cave meditation, I will bring you to a beach, and then I will bring you through a cave. And it's the type of meditation you want to listen to as much as you can, and just keep strengthening the power of your mind. Just strengthen it. It's like building muscles. It's like building biceps. Keep doing those curls. Keep doing those curls. The machine meditation is where we go through your body. Your lungs, your liver, your kidneys, everything. You know, so often we don't realize that, you know, our body's doing a lot of work for us, you know. When's the last time you thanked your body? Thank you, lungs. I appreciate you keeping me alive every single moment of every day. You're not your body. It's a human vehicle, right? And Michael Cremo broke that down very nicely in episode 51. I love that episode. So if you're not your body, then it's obviously a vehicle for you. It's a machine. Look at it as such. In that meditation, the machine meditation will help you with that. And last but not least is the nobody meditation. It's advanced and it might startle some people. But in the nobody meditation, I am going to take you on another journey down a river. I'm not going to tell you where it ends, but I can tell you that eventually you're going to burn. You're going to disintegrate. And it's in doing that you're going to realize that you are not your body. It's a great practice for that. So these meditations are here to strengthen your power. I can't teach you Zazen. All I can tell you with Zazen is you got to sit still and you have to stop thinking. And every time your mind goes to the past, to the future, or wherever, you have to stop it and come back to center. And this is all explained in the Centered Mind episode. Over a year ago. It was like episode 2, episode 3, something like that. You want to get to a place where you're in a meditative state all day long. You're in that present moment. You're right there. And once you get there, that's what Dr. Robert Morris was saying. You don't turn it on and off. Once you get there, it's on. Did you see the interview I did on Fox 61 back in February? The interviewer, Stan Simpson, asked me on air. He's like, all right, so when do you meditate? My answer was, I'm meditating right now. He didn't understand it. It went over his head, which is rightfully so. Not everybody understands, and that's perfectly fine. But I gave him the truth. I was meditating in that moment, sitting on a couch in a Fox studio being interviewed on television. My breathing was synced and my mind was present. I only needed to use my mind when he asked me a question, and then I used it as a tool to find an answer. Okay? Meditation is important. It's the bridge, so to speak, that gets you to the spiritual levels. It's so different than praying. Hey, look, if you want to pray, that's your business. But praying, it's not meditation. I'll just tell you that. Most people pray. When most people pray, they're asking for something. They're putting in a request of some sort. I don't need to put in a request ever to God, to the universe, to existence. You stay in the moment and things will happen. Good things will happen. You don't need to ask for anything. And don't forget, language is man-made. For example, if you pray to Jesus in English, it's important to keep in mind that English wasn't invented until 500 years after Jesus was crucified. So, do they have Rosetta Stone up there? Did he learn it while he was there? I don't know. But what I can tell you is that God, existence, the universe, whatever word, the Tao, whatever word you want to use, it understands silence. That's how you tap in. Meditation puts you deep into a present moment. Deep, deep, deep. So that you can feel your soul. You can feel your conscience, your inner life. The more you meditate, the more you get better at it, the more you will become like an owl. You'll be able to see in the dark. And synchronicity will start happening. Everything will start syncing up. It doesn't mean that you're going to get rich or meet a brand new girlfriend or boyfriend. It doesn't mean you're going to end up, getting a promotion at your job. It just means that things will start syncing up and you will experience happiness and eventually bliss. Happiness is a state of the mind. Bliss is a state of the soul. Okay? So I encourage you to go listen, stream, or download the new Dr. Reese Meditations Part 1. Maybe I'll do another one next year. We'll see. Whatever you the feedback is. I'd love to hear from you. You can DM me on Instagram. You can DM me on Facebook. You can email me through the drreese.com website. I'm not on LinkedIn very much, but I suppose you could message me there too. Let me know. Do you like it? Is it working for you? Did you put it in your playlist, right? Playlists are the new thing. Get in there. Start practicing. I made this for you. I'm not going to get rich off it. I made it for you. And I sure do appreciate your listenership, and I hope you're getting a lot of value out of this. I'll talk to you on the next episode.
Thanks for listening to Inner Peace with Dr. Reese. If this episode opened your heart, feel free to share on social media and tell your loved ones. Also, be sure to subscribe so you never miss an episode. Until next time, may peace be with you.